The Galactic Colosseum stretched across 3 kilometers of crystalline architecture, its translucent walls humming with energy fields that could contain the fury of dying stars. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck, watching as the arena floor transformed into a replica of Kepler 442b's volcanic hellscape. Lava flows carved glowing rivers through obsidian plains while toxic gases swirled in hurricane formations above. "Your species requests entry into the Apex trials," rumbled Overlord Vexhai, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the arena's artificial suns. The Thrakari leader's compound eyes regarded Sarah with what she had learned to recognize as amusement. Humans have been spacefaring for barely 2 centuries. Most species wait millennia before attempting the trials. Sarah kept her expression neutral despite the weight of 1,000 civilizations watching through quantum feeds. The Apex trials, 7 combat scenarios against the galaxy's most dangerous predators, served as the ultimate proving ground for species seeking membership in the galactic hegemony's inner circle. Only 12 species had ever succeeded. "Humanity doesn't believe in waiting," Sarah replied. "When do we begin?" The first challenger emerged from the arena's depths with earth-shaking steps. The Krythak stood 8 meters tall, its 6 arms ending in bone spears that could pierce starship hulls. Its reptilian hide had evolved on worlds where radiation would kill most life forms instantly. The creature had claimed victory over 47 previous challengers. Captain Marcus Rodriguez descended into the arena wearing nothing but standard combat armor and carrying weapons that looked primitive compared to the energy cannons and molecular disruptors favored by other species. The crowd of alien dignitaries murmured in confusion as Marcus drew a simple projectile rifle and a curved blade, forged from earth steel. The Krythak charged with volcanic fury, its bone spears whistling through the toxic atmosphere. Marcus sidestepped with fluid grace, using the creature's momentum against it. As the beast stumbled past, Marcus fired 3 precise shots into the soft tissue behind its skull ridge. The Krythak collapsed, its nervous system severed by tungsten rounds traveling at hypersonic velocity. "Impossible," whispered Primate Zorketh of the crystalline Veltar. "The Krythak's hide is impenetrable." "To energy weapons, yes," Sarah said quietly, "but we never stopped using kinetic force." The second trial introduced the Shadow Maw, a creature of living darkness that fed on electromagnetic energy. Previous challengers had tried to overwhelm it with increasingly powerful weapons, only to watch their attacks get absorbed and turned against them. Lieutenant Colonel Janet Singh entered the arena carrying nothing but a mirror-polished shield and what appeared to be an ancient torch. The Shadow Maw struck like liquid night, its form shifting between dimensions. Janet moved through its attacks like a dancer, her shield reflecting the creature's own darkness back upon itself. When the torch ignited, not with flame, but with precisely tuned ultraviolet light, the Shadow Maw's form began to destabilize. Denied the electromagnetic spectrum it needed to maintain coherence, the creature dissipated into harmless shadow. "Your warriors fight without honor," accused General Morduk of the war-loving Korvani. "They use trickery instead of strength." "We use intelligence," Sarah corrected. "There's a difference." By the 4th trial, the pattern had become clear to those watching. Where other species brought overwhelming firepower or exotic technologies, humans brought adaptation. Against the phase-shifting Zelnari, Sergeant David Kim used resonance frequencies that synchronized with the creature's dimensional vibrations, trapping it in phase lock. Against the psionic Mantar, Corporal Lisa Park employed meditation techniques that created mental barriers the creature couldn't penetrate. The 6th challenger was the most feared, the Void Leviathan, a creature born in the space between stars that consumed matter at the quantum level. No weapon had ever harmed it, because conventional matter simply ceased to exist in its presence. Dr. Elena Vasquez stepped into the arena carrying a device that made the alien observers lean forward in their seats. It wasn't a weapon at all, but a modified quantum communicator. "What is she doing?" demanded Overlord Vexhai, as Elena began broadcasting on subspace frequencies. The answer came when a second Void Leviathan materialized in the arena. Elena had called to its mate. The 2 creatures, reunited after eons of separation, lost all interest in combat, and phased out of reality together, returning to the cosmic void where they belonged. She didn't defeat it, protested Primate Zorketh. She merely relocated it. The trial conditions specify removing the threat, Sarah observed. Nothing about methodology. The final trial was traditionally reserved for the Challenger species' greatest warrior against the galaxy's ultimate predator, the Apex itself. No recordings existed of what the Apex looked like because no one had ever survived an encounter long enough to provide testimony. Theories ranged from a sentient black hole to a creature from outside the known universe. Admiral Patricia Brooks entered the arena alone, carrying only a small device that the crowd initially mistook for a scanner. The Apex materialized as a writhing mass of tentacles and teeth that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Its very presence caused the arena's energy fields to fluctuate. Patricia didn't attack. Instead, she activated her device and began to speak. "We know what you are," she said calmly as the Apex loomed over her. "You're not a predator. You're a guardian testing species to see if they're ready for the truth about what lies beyond the galactic rim." The Apex paused, its form stabilizing as Patricia continued. "The real threat isn't here in the galaxy. It's coming from dark space, the devourers that consumed the precursor civilizations. You've been preparing warriors, testing them, hoping someone would prove ready to face what's coming." The arena fell silent as the Apex transformed, revealing its true form. A collective consciousness of the galaxy's first spacefaring species, uploaded into quantum matrices before their physical forms were consumed eons ago. "Humanity sees patterns others miss," Patricia said. "We adapt where others try to overwhelm. We solve problems instead of just fighting them. And when the devourers come, you'll need every advantage you can get." The Apex withdrew, and in its place appeared the holographic forms of the precursors themselves. They spoke in harmonics that the translation systems struggled to render. "Welcome to the inner circle, children of Earth. The real trial begins now." As humanity's champions ascended from the arena victorious, Sarah Chen smiled. They had walked into the arena of apex predators and discovered something far more important than victory. They had found their true purpose among the stars. The galaxy's most dangerous creatures hadn't been conquered by superior firepower or advanced technology. They had been understood, outmaneuvered, and ultimately transformed into allies by a species that had learned the greatest truth of all. The most powerful weapon in the universe wasn't force, but wisdom. And in the darkness between galaxies, ancient sensors registered the emergence of a new defender, as humanity took its place among the galaxy's guardians, ready to face whatever horrors awaited in the cosmic deep.